Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today I have Danielle Addison of Simply Magnetic. If you have been in my world for a while, you'll know her name. Danielle was episode number 31, the energy of 20K months and creating 5-figure months with ease. So this was a very business-focused podcast that we had created in the past. I'll link in the show notes in case you fall in love with Danielle today, which I'm sure you will, and you'll want to listen. Today, we're talking juicy relationship and sex stuff. We're talking about seducing the universe. So we're going to be talking all about like magnetizing what you want, law of attraction, and how to easily bring in what you want into your life. Danielle, I'm so happy to have you back on. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You look so beautiful today.
Thank
Love what's
you
going on.
so much.
You're welcome.
I am so happy to have this conversation with you. This is so juicy. Let me tell you guys, I am a magnetic mentor, basically. And let's just lose like the fancy words. I help women get what they want. And I help you magnetize it with ease. Like we work with the universe, we work with energetics, and we basically stay in such flow and alignment that it all feels simple and easy. So that's what I do.
It feels so good. Like it feels so good to your nervous system. And if you're listening to this and you're like, this is ridiculous, this can't be real. I'm like such a testament that it is real. Because I have used principles that I have fangirled Danielle for years. I'm in her little group on Facebook. I'm the one every post I'm like, oh yeah, you go girl. That's great shit. Like keep posting this. And it's been amazing to watch her over the years and her evolution and how quickly she's grown her business. So I'll let you talk about a little bit about that if you want, but I know Danielle is a mama. She's like a real life kind of woman. If you met her at Starbucks, she'd tell you hi and smile at you. So I'm ready to dig into this topic if you are.
I am so ready. And yes, like this work, what we're going to talk about in seducing the universe work, it is real. Like, and I had all the same, like, back in the day before, like, I really gelled it together to make it the seduction of the universe, and utilizing your feminine energetics and things. I was doing this before I knew what it was. And it does work. And my business has skyrocketed from this work alone, not from the strategic side, of it. And I have been in business a long time, but from using this work. And it's not just business. Like women have found their soulmates and have shifted relationships that were not so great into something amazing, and have, like gotten pregnant, not that I'm saying there's other health things that go along with that, but all these other things have happened, like houses and cars, and really magnetized their dreams into physical form using these energetic practices, and really just tapping into such a place within themselves where it's just like the expectation, and it's like really being that hot woman in the room, like that everyone's like so attracted to. And it's not about how she looks. Although I'm saying she's hot, you just feel her heat. You're that aligned and that in alignment and that into yourself and that into your energy that everything just can't help but flow to you.
That is so juicy. And I can't wait for us to tell the listeners how to do this. I've been practicing this for years. And I went to a retreat last weekend in Austin with my sex coaching program. And we were all up in our feminine energy. We were dancing to sexy music. We were planning out our retreats. And I was going back to the airport and I look like a bum. Like I have tennis shoes and like leggings and a long shirt or whatever. Like I was not vibing hot that day. And every time I was walking through the airport and everyone starts staring at me, they're looking like there was nothing wrong with me. I know like there's nothing on my face. they kept looking at me like, what is going on with her? And I was just like, sometimes you don't want to be seen, right? You just like
Right?
put your hat a little bit lower where you're like, I'm invisible today. But I love that through this work, you really truly like just magnetize out like pulsing waves of seduction and sexiness. And people can't help but look at you. They want to be in your orbit.
Yes. They want to be around you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they're, and it's like, they don't even know what's happening. And that's the thing, like with this work, it's not like everything else, it's like doesn't understand what's happening. It's like just happening. And it's like people can't help but be around you. People can't help but like, I mean, have I seen you on TV? Like where do I know you? Like, like tell me more. Like I feel like I just know you. I feel like there's just something about you. How many times do you hear that? And a woman in her energy in this place where she is magnetic probably often hears this. There's just something about you. I just feel like I know you. I just feel like I just want to be around you. I love your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it is. And I think it's like people hear feminine energy and they have pictures in their mind of what they believe it is. But it's like so many things in our lives we feel are feminine that aren't even actually feminine energy. So many things we would assume are feminine energy, even like I'm a mama, even mothering, the most, which you would feel is like, that's got to be the most feminine thing I could possibly do, right? You know what I mean? It's like literally like it has to be feminine. I would even like challenge your brain as to like really understand that mothering is not feminine. It is actually a masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're protecting, you're doing, you're
Mm-hmm.
fixing things. You're the mama. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
masculine energy.
And I can see different pieces within motherhood that would be
Yeah.
feminine, like the nurturing, the
Oh, yeah.
holding your baby when he's crying or he's skinned his knee, the holding, the touching, the allowing emotion to flow and letting it be okay. Like there are some pieces that that you're right though. Most of it is like doing the dishes, doing the laundry, getting the
Exactly.
freaking dinner made. Like it's very masculine in its nature of taking
Yes.
care of other people.
And yes, and although, yeah, and you got it spot on. Although there are feminine components, and that's what
Mm,
people like picture this
mm,
beautiful, like thing, like she's in her goddess, right? And she's like
mm,
nursing this beautiful baby, and it's like this beautiful magical experience. And it is at times, you know what I mean? Like it does, you're right, it has its feminine components. The majority of it is masculine.
oh my God, I just had this download. Think about Mary Magdalene. Think about Mother Mary, Jesus's mother. And
Yes.
there's something very feminine about them. And if you think about, you can't see my body, but you think about how you see them as statues, right? Their hands are down, they're angelic looking, they're kind of just holding space for you. They're here for you. Like that's very feminine, right? They
Yes.
have very feminine energy. And when I think about that, my whole body goes like and like shifts into that, like, I am here to hold space for you. What does support look like? Like all those feminine things, right? Versus like the mom that's like, let's make dinner.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. But I like really would love like more people to like really when you want something in life, instead of shifting into the masculine energy of I'm going to make this happen,
Mhm.
and figuring it out and needing to know. And it's kind of like I like to think of this on a date, right? Or when you're attracting a partner, like, and when you're out and you're going out and you're maybe at a bar or maybe at a restaurant, whatever, like is your vibe. And you're meeting someone and it's like, this is how like the masculine energy works. And this is what a lot of people do with their like manifestations. And I'll explain it. They're like, it's the equivalent of going and being like, okay, well, how many kids do you want? Where's this going? What's your intention? You know, like,
And he's like, babe, I
where's
just want to buy you a drink.
yeah,
You're
but I don't want
pretty.
to waste my time. Like, I need you
Mm.
to like be, and you're like very guarded, very, you know what I mean? And it's almost like a needy energy, right? And it's like you're coming from that place, like, I need to know how, I need to know when, I need to really control this outcome to
Mhm.
protect myself from the disappointment, right?
It's even interesting how your voice changes when you shift into her. It
Yes.
projects more. It is definitely, even your eyes do something different. And then I see you shift back and you're like,
Yeah.
you even kind of like your body is like,
And this is
a
what it
little
is. And
feminine
it's
again.
like you lift, you go, it's like you're leaned in, you're direct, and it's okay. There's a time for that energy for sure in your life. I'm not saying that energy is bad, but I am saying there's a more relaxed way of getting what you want. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to feel that way in your body. Like, because you can have that energy, but it's coming off as like abrasive. You know what I mean? And it's definitely more aggressive and it comes off as like a needy energy. Even if it was done to you, how would that feel?
Mhm.
Not if you were the one doing it. What if you just had the time of your life with someone and you're vibing? They're like, they were so sexy. Oh, they were so sexy. It was so great. We were vibing. And then they're like, when am I going to see you again? What about an hour? Why not an hour? What are you doing? Who are you texting? What's going on? Like, well, I have flowers outside. Do you want flowers? What about coffee? What about coffee? What about coffee? Let me drop the coffee off. Like, why aren't you answering me? What's happening? Like, you would literally call back your girlfriend and you would be like on the phone, like, be like,
Help.
help me. What the
Send help.
hell is even happening? Like, fuck this shit. You know, it would
Yeah.
literally be that. And it's like, we're coming from that needy energy. I would say probably most people are coming from that needy energy. I would say about 90% of the time. So, really, one of the things, like one of the ways we can seduce the universe, and we're going to get into the lean back and all of that. One of the ways that we can truly seduce the universe is to stimulate our own oxytocin within our body. We're going to stimulate those chemicals and those endorphins that make us feel good,
Mm.
our pleasure, our joy. We're going to know, we're going to own the fact that we feel good no matter what.
Mhm.
You know, we're going to fill our cup so we're spilling over where we need nothing. We just want
Ooh,
it.
I'm
You
ready.
know? You know? And it's like, here's the thing, like, too, it's kind of like most women are coming from a deficit. We're
Yeah,
not receiving
seriously.
that oxytocin. We're not, how often are you savoring the things in your life? We're rushing through life. And it's like, how often do you really enjoy your food? And it's like a tantric experience for yourself
Mm.
where you're experiencing flavor, you're slowing down, you're enjoying it, you're receiving pleasure from a simple act of eating or a simple act of drinking your coffee or this simple act, like you're literally like one of the ways, and this will help you get what you want. Like it's so crazy. Like, but like as I sit sometimes during the day, it doesn't take a lot to give me pleasure and make me extremely blissful, orgasmic, just turn me on. Like it could be my coffee. Like I'm holding the coffee in my hands and I'm experiencing the warmth. and I'm letting that warmth radiate through my body. And I'm smelling the aroma. And I'm taking that moment of savoring it. And I'm just like, this smells so good. It feels so good, and I'm letting myself experience this. And I'm just like, shh, everybody, I'm just like, this is so good.
That's awesome.
And people, it's so, and then it's magnetic to people. Like the baristas love it. I'm just like, oh, I could just tell you did a good job today.
Oh, and I love
I
the
could,
little heart that you made on the top. I feel
yeah,
it in my heart.
like, and they love me when I come. Like even if someone's making it for me, and I'm just like, I could just tell you did so good. Oh
You're
my
so
god,
cute.
it's so
So I'm
good.
hearing in my head two different types of listeners. One that's like, Danielle, I have fucking little kids. They're constantly pulling on me. I don't have time to fucking sit there and make love to my coffee. Like, how do I get into my feminine? And so I'm envisioning you helping us with some sort of embodiment exercise, whether it's like a mantra or it's like a quick, like breathing, get into your heart space, something to kind of you. And then I hear the other people that are where we're at, where our kids are a little bit older. We've created this space. We might even work from home. We can sit with our coffee and we forget. We forget that there's so many opportunities throughout the day to check in, to be mindful, to feel sexy, even to like have a little pleasure time at lunch and when you take your lunch break, right? So can you
Yeah,
speak a little to that, to those two types of women or men that are listening that are like, either like, lady, you're crazy. I don't have time for that shit. Give me a better way to do this. Or the other ones that are like, oh yeah, I forget. Or is there anything else I can do?
I'm actually going to speak to that thought, and then I
Perfect.
also have a mantra.
Okay.
I want to speak to that because that is just a thought. Because number one, I have a 4-year-old.
Do you? I didn't
I
realize you
do.
had a kiddo that young.
Yeah, I do have older kids, but I have a 4-year-old, and he is home with me
Mm,
majority of the time, and he is around, and I can have this experience with him right there. I can drop into this energy anytime. It does
mm,
not matter what's going on around me. So as for our mantra, which if anyone can put their hands on their heart and just repeat to themselves, and first of all, just breathe. I find most people aren't breathing throughout the day. Just breathe. Doesn't matter what's happening, doesn't matter what you have to do, but just breathe. That's it. Everything is happening all around me, and I am safe and supported. That is it.
mm.
If you could feel that through your body, and you can let yourself truly feel it, it takes 1 second, 2 seconds tops, and it's the truth, because it is, these are just thoughts. The thought is, I don't have time for that. The thought is, this takes a lot of time. The thought is, I have kids, therefore I can't do this. When those are just thoughts, and thoughts, they're optional. They're just stories that our brain tells us. They're not the truth, and we don't have to accept them as the truth. And this is part of the work of like seducing the universe. And this is part of the work that people tend to neglect. But it's like, our thoughts are just basically sentences our brain offers us, and we have a choice in whether we accept those sentences and whether we believe those sentences and operate our day out of those sentences or not. Just because I savor, just because I experience ease, just because I experience pleasure throughout my day, does not mean there's not hard work being done throughout my day. It just means I also experience slowness, pleasure, spaciousness, and hard work. I get to have all of it. I don't have to decide between the two. I don't make it a either or I experience both. I experience both dualities of a busy mama who also can embrace pleasure. So, and here's like, first of all, that mantra changed my life. Taking like getting into your body and experiencing like that moment of bliss, that moment of pleasure, that moment of refocus and realignment, that moment of okayness is basically where I want you to be. And not just okayness, I want you to take it a step further and experience bliss. It's available to you. It's available to you with no money. It's available to you if you lived in your car. It's available to you if you are like me, a homeschool mama of multiple children who also runs a company that's 7 figures, that also has a life. It's available. And I can experience this doing the damn dishes. Okay, like we press our feet deeper into the floor. We repeat our mantra. Understand there's always an alternative. And if my reality in my mind is pleasure is available to me in everything that I do, it is always a way for me to enjoy what I'm doing. There's always a way that this could be easier, simpler, more fun. And I get to be grounded throughout the whole process. Mm. So then it just becomes a question of what would make this easier for me? And what am I choosing? And my son, who's 4, who's mommy, is just going to take a second. I'll be right there. You say, what do you mean a second? Mommy, I'm hungry, mommy. Okay. And then I breathe. Everything's happening all around me. I'm safe and supported. And I choose my quiet. It doesn't take long. I ground myself. I center in. I notice what's happening around me. What can I anchor? I find an anchor, whatever that is, in my surrounding. And you have to remember, I'm coming from a place of fullness. My cup is full. Mm-hmm. I've had my walk. I've experienced my pleasure. I give myself pleasure. I have a pleasure plan in place to experience pleasure in my moments of chaos. It's the holidays, like at the moment when we're recording this, their life will pull mamas, especially, and some are parents. It doesn't have to be mothers. You know what I mean? In all different directions, adults who have busy lives, can be pulled in a lot of different directions. But I will say, stillness is a choice. Experiencing bliss, you can experience it in anything that you do. I chose coffee because that's a quick second. I'm going to drink my coffee anyway while I'm doing kids, but I can feel the warmth in my hands, breathe it in, and it only takes a second. Time is an illusion. This process doesn't have to take long. It could take 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes will fill me up for hours and bring energy to me and be magnetic. That conversation with the barista, 2 minutes of my day.
And you're there anyway.
And I'm there. It's happening anyway. And what would make this easier? If you have your children in the back seat and they're whining, and here's the thing, like, people have ideas of things that hold them back from the ease. Sometimes what's easy is I order a cake pop. You get, let's talk Starbucks. You get the free points. I order the cake pop. The kid's quiet and happy, and I'm enjoying my blissful moment with my coffee, and everything's good in my world. But some people don't order the cake pop because they're shoulding something. They're making that mean something about them as a mama, about what people think, about society. What are you making the things in your life mean that could really bring ease and help you step into this place of magnetism? And even the thoughts that you're thinking that this would be hard, that this isn't realistic, what is that bringing to your life and attracting into your life? Things that are hard, you not having time, more things for you to feel this way about. What if you chose to believe that this doesn't have to mean anything? And in what ways in fact, I am in charge of that. I can create more time if I choose to. What would bring me more time? What would make this feel more spacious for me? What would shift this? Because there are plenty of parents who have spaciousness.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's a choice. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
question the stories that are running in your mind because
Yes.
they're programs, right? Like the cake
Yeah.
pop. I can't give my kid sugar. He doesn't need any sugar. If he has sugar, he's going to be really bad.
Oh no. But it could be other things too. Like I used to carry like organic, like fun snacks. Like my kids used to think like some of their fun snacks were like actual candy. Like even like it's so funny. They think
I mean,
like
I would give
sparkling
my kid a
water.
cake pop. I was more saying like those are the stories that I can hear mom
Yeah, but
saying in their mind. When you're like, get them a fucking cake pop so you can have coffee in peace for like 2 minutes. It's fine.
yeah, and that was just an example. There's
Yeah.
alternatives to this, and it's find your ease. Your ease could look different than my ease
I
in that
love that.
moment. It's find what makes it easy for you.
And I'm also hearing from you intentionally put pleasure all throughout your day. Like have it
Yes.
consciously in your awareness. Kind of like I know you do this because I see you in your group, but like being aware of angel numbers. Like every time I see them on my phone, even though I don't usually do anything with them, I do a screenshot for some reason. I have a million of them on my phone. If I ever die and people go through my pictures, they're going to be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But it's a way for me to stop and be really intentional about honoring, okay, I know I'm in alignment. Okay, no, I'm in alignment. Okay, no, I'm in alignment, right? It feels good. It feels like I'm seeing. So it's kind of that same thing throughout the day. Like, how can I find pleasure in the chair I'm sitting in? Oh, it supports my
Yeah.
back. I'm really grateful. How can I find pleasure in my lipstick color? How can I find pleasure in my new
Yes.
earrings or in my coffee cup or in my dinner?
Yes. It's finding pleasure moments throughout the day, moments of
Love
bliss, moments that take your breath away throughout your day, no matter what your circumstances, no matter where you are, even if you're having a hard time, there are moments that you can anchor into. And if you can just find that small moment, that microscopic moment and anchor into that, you can compound that into so many more moments.
Mm-hmm.
You can compound the pleasure. You can compound the bliss. You can compound. And I would even say, like, shifting our wording is so important. And people don't understand that our words have so much power. And it's like, even saying, like, those repatterning and reworking our story, to me, I stay away from words like that. And you know why I stay away from them in my real life?
Yeah.
Because to me, when they float into my brain hears hard work. So then my brain avoids it. Because I'm a busy mom of, that's my story of 4, like, I'm like, I don't want hard work. I'm allergic to that.
I don't want to repattern. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. That does not sound like something, like, who has time for that? Like real life, like, who has time? The realistic part of me wants to say that's not. But what if it was simple and easy? And this is really now how my brain looks. It finds the ease, it finds the simplicity, it finds alignment. And it's like choosing sentences. So as you hear sentences, your brain is offering you, it's always offering you. It's just like a waiter offering you something, a special on the menu. You can choose it and you can eat it, and it could be like the, whatever experience you get from it. But you don't have to. They're just offering it to you. It doesn't mean you have to accept it or take it. Or you can take something else off the menu. So it's kind of like choosing your sentences that you're accepting, that your brain offers you, and saying, that's cute, but I think I'll choose another one. You have to offer me a new sentence.
So I want to know what you choose to offer instead of repatterning my brain.
It is choosing, I'd rather choose a different sentence. That seems easier to me. I choose new sentences. Because choosing a sentence to me sounds easy. Repatterning my whole brain sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, it's the concept overall. Okay, so like let's pretend I'm back
Okay.
at Starbucks. I'm the uptight mommy, helicopter parent, don't let my kid have no sugar ever. And I'm like, I order something that doesn't have any sugar because I'm very, 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 very careful of what I put in my body. And
Uh-huh.
my little child wants cake pop. And I'm like, hell no, we don't eat cake pops, buddy. Here's some granola that I made in the kitchen 2 days ago that's extra good instead. So instead of me going like, oh, I'm catching myself, I'm doing it again, I should repattern my brain to allow my child to have a cake pop. What would your brain say?
My brain would either make that granola sound like the best thing ever, and the cake pop sound like, oh honey, it's stale. Like, you don't want that cake pop. Cake pop doesn't even
Those
taste
are
good.
frozen.
Oh my gosh. I saw it and it doesn't look good today. I don't want that.
I love that.
But mommy, oh, this granola, that's so good. Oh my gosh. And you know those extra things you like? Oh, it's in there. It's so yummy. But if
That's
you
so
don't want it,
cute.
it's okay. I'll have some. Can I have it? Because it's so good. It's so good. And you would be surprised. The child would be like, no, you can't have it. That's
It's my
mine.
granola.
My granola. I want that granola.
Mhm.
Like, literally. Like, it's what we choose to believe that's even an issue. Because typically that becomes an issue when I'm avoiding that issue altogether. Like, I would have already talked up this granola before we even got to Starbucks. So my kid would have already been happily enjoying the granola in the back seat. They
Mhm.
wouldn't even notice the cake pop because we already would have discussed that cake pops aren't even all that great. You know, they're just not. You know, I don't even know how long they've been sitting there, buddy. You know, it's
I mean,
like
you have me believed. I'm never
I
gonna
can
cake
I
pop
can get
again.
it, I can get it, you know, but then I would have to eat this yummy granola. And honestly, the way and my kid's very stubborn. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be surprised how much your beliefs and the way you present something will shift everyone's beliefs
I
around you.
love that versus the belief of like, my kid is stubborn and so fucking hard to raise. I can't wait till he's 18. Oh my God, my kid's so hard, right? Like that story of potentially telling yourself that versus with my amazing seduction
Yeah.
capabilities, I can seduce my kid into eating granola and being a good child.
Yes, because I seduce the universe and I totally am the creator of this situation. So I can shift it no matter what it is. And I can make that granola sound like it is the best thing you will ever taste in your life. I'm going to describe it like where you're going to want this granola. You're going to be craving and salivating for this granola. And this is like everything in life forever. So, like, I'm not worried that my kid, if they can't have the cake pop, is going to want the cake pop over the granola. My child's going to choose the granola, just like my kids don't have soda. But my kids literally will beg for sparkly water
Uh,
and things like that. Like, they'll beg for it. Like, they'll literally, please, please, can you buy me that sparkly water? Please, can I have a Perrier? Please,
I love this.
please, I'll choose that. Can I have
So
that
is
one?
my
I don't
kid. Can
want
I have
that.
the Fiji, please? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, thinks it is the best thing in the world,
So I'm
literally.
thinking about this topic and, talking about kids isn't all that sexy, but like, how do we
No.
relay this to like your dating profile? I mean, if you can mind control your kid in eating granola, you can fucking mind control from your dating profile that you're the most delicious human on the planet and people are nuts if they don't want to be with you.
By
Or is
believing
that
those thoughts
different?
about yourself, I would say creating the thoughts within yourself that I am the hottest woman in the room, or I'm the hottest man in the room. I am in demand. Like,
Mm.
who wouldn't want to be in my presence? Who wouldn't want to date me? Oh my God. Like, literally, this is going to be like the best experience. And it's just like, and I'm open to it. So it's just kind of like, what are your thoughts before you even write the dating profile?
Yeah.
And I just believe that it's going to work. And I believe, and it's, you know what, I would choose this belief first off, because, and then before you even write, before you even step into that journey, that you are the catch and you are the prize. And that people won't be able to help but being attracted to you. And this isn't going to be an issue.
Freaking love that.
You're the catch, you're the prize wherever you go. People are just drawn to you. And it doesn't matter what you're wearing, doesn't matter about your profile picture. They can just sense that in your energy. And you get to relax. And remember, it's not about need, it's about want. I don't need it. I'm good. I'm good over here.
I'm
like
filled
things
up,
are great.
overflowing.
I am filled up. Things are happening. I know how to please myself. Everything is great. Everything is golden. But I want to. Ugh, wouldn't it be so fun? And come over here, like have that energy. There's no stress here. We can figure this out. There's no drama here. We're just going to have a good time and we're just going to see. And honestly, there's no disappointment. Like, I think if we didn't fear disappointment in so many areas of our life, we would instantly become magnetic to the universe and to all the things that we want. Because here's the thing, when you even do that in dating, if you have this thought in dating and exploring, it's either sometimes we put pressure on the desire, which is to find a partner. You put pressure on the situation. And well, I don't want to waste my time. What if that was never an issue? What if there was no such thing and that was just an illusion? There's no such thing as wasting your time. What if instead you choose the thought that this is either going to be the love of my life or I'm going to have the time of my life.
I like that.
You know, it's going to be the love of my life or the time of my life. But either way, and it's like, if something were to happen and it dissipates, then I'm either going to be, and think of yourself, I'm either going to be the one you love or the one that got away. Always. There are no other options. Because I'm the catch and I'm the prize. So I'm either going to be the love of your life or the one that got away in any situation. And then it's either going to be like, either way you win. You're either going to have the love affair of your life, like the time of your life, because choose to have fun. Choose for it to be light and easy. And when you're older and you're telling your stories, because the goal is to have so many stories, right? That we can retell, that we can lay there and just like recount our life and have so many stories. Are you creating stories? Because that's magnetic. Creating stories. And who cares if it doesn't last? Wouldn't you love to have a story sometimes about, let me tell you about this hot and sexy, steamy story for you. I was such a hot tamale back in the day. And let me tell you, they had, like, who knows, maybe they have a motorcycle or they had tattoos. Doesn't matter, male, female.
Yes.
And when they stepped near me, it's like a fire burned inside of me and I couldn't be extinguished, and we both felt it. And the earth moved and I knew this wasn't going to be forever, but I didn't need it to be in those moments when I was around them. And think about this as your love. Like, it doesn't need to be a fairy tale love story. It doesn't need to be. This can just be the time of your life, a story. And you have a whole shelf of stories that are incredible. And this is just one. And who knows, maybe you need this story. Maybe this story is going to light your heart on fire, light your soul on fire, open you up to your sensuality. And it is going to prepare you for what you're actually asking for, that soulmate love.
I love that. And I love your perspective. And I had so many things just pour into my head. Like my grandmother's 97, and I've been recording her life over the last 5, 6 years. And she'll always start out, she'll say, I've had 3 husbands and several lovers. And she told me the last time I saw her, she finally stopped having sex at 90. Can you imagine all of the sexy stories that she has? And sometimes she'll tell me. And I recorded a podcast several months ago that we called Sexcapades with my 2 closest friends, where we talked about some of this stuff that's really fun. And I love your perspective on that. It's not like a failed relationship. It's not like I can't find the one. I love the way that you come into this with like, what if I'm even more open? Like, what if this pushes me to have an experience that I never thought I would have? What if I get to feel someone's energy and it just pulsates through me in such an erotic way that I never forget it for the rest of my life? Who wouldn't want these experiences? Oh my
Exactly.
God.
And would you be as attached to time and how long it's taking if
No,
you knew these experiences were also on the menu? And that
no.
was going to happen no matter what for you. That's
Heck
going to
yeah.
happen. If you're open, you desire it, you want it, it's going to happen. If we could release this idea of time and open ourselves up to fucking enjoy it on the
Yes.
way, enjoy it. Let these experiences electrify you. That's going to make you more magnetic. That's only going to make, and it's going to attract more of it into your life.
Totally.
Like, this gets to be fun. Oh, well, if you're not like the one, maybe you could be the one for now.
Oh my God, I freaking love that. Okay, this feels like the perfect place to wrap this podcast up.
Yeah.
Freaking love you, Danielle. So
Love
Danielle
you.
has more yummy seducing the universe practices and information for you, as well as some really juicy online stuff and ways to connect with her. So Danielle, if you would tell our listeners, how can they get more of you?
Well, first off, if you want to find me on Instagram, it has my links and it's Simply Magnetic Official on Instagram. And I post a lot of good stuff, but really I'm Simply Magnetic on all the social medias. And it has a link where you can actually download, like, and actually go in and watch my free training, and it's Seducing the Universe. And the one that's free is actually Pleasure in Receiving. It's that code, but and there's a video bundle available that has all the codes. And it's just like my Facebook group, Simply Magnetic. It's all fun. We talk about stuff like this all the time, and it's just getting in this energy. So if you want to come hang out with us, we have a good time.
Wow. So yummy. I'm all like excited and turned on after this conversation. I am going to put I know I've done this a few times. I like am
I know,
getting
like, gonna fan
overheated.
myself now. Now I'm gonna now we gotta go do something.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I'm going to put all the links to the notes, to the show notes below so that you can find our previous podcast. I'll include Sexcapades just for fun in case you guys want to hear some juicy stories. And then we'll put all of Danielle's links as well. Please go follow her. Go join the Facebook group. I'm in there. It is so much fun. And if you want to have kind of a constant turn on, just, it's in the group. There's some really juicy stuff happening.
Oh, so juicy.
Danielle, thank you so much for being on. Always a pleasure.
Oh, it was so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.